Are you ready?
No. Do you want me to mess up yours? Like last time you couldn't fucking get it taken. We were here for like 2 hours. Do you want me to do that to you?
Alright, come on, let's do the Garp list. You ready? You ready?
No.
Fuck's sake. Alright, welcome back, guys. We're here with Shannon's Garp deck profile. Just recently went 3-1 at Good Games Morley. Take it away, my friend.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, we went 3-1. It was a good day. The reason I played Garp is because the current meta is not as aggro, so we don't have Laws or Whitebeard running around as much. And at our meta, we have a fair bit of purple-red Luffy. And so I thought Garp was a neat little deck to verse. And I always liked Garp, and it's probably 4.5 is probably the best meta to run it. And this deck's kind of targeted for red, purple Luffy. And on the day, I beat 2 of them, and they were both, one was a Pixie member, Kenneth, and the other one was Will, another good player. I also beat Navonkov on the day, and then I only lost in the finals to Katakuri, and that was only because I didn't really see like a card that I needed, and I probably should have mulled that game, but I think it's alright, and I was still pretty happy I got like pretty close against Katakuri as well. So let's take a look at the list.
Sick, man. Let's dive in.
So it mostly runs black cards, which if you're running Garp, his leader effect, if you don't know what it does, is he negs 1 for every Don you put on a character or your leader. And so it really puts all your black cards into range. Whereas your red cards, because they work off power, they don't get a benefit from his leader effect. And if you're going to be playing 4-life leader, you need to be playing it for a reason. So we play mostly black cards. I run 4 Sakazuki because it's a really good kill card. It gets a good body on the board. I've got 2 of the 5-cost Garp. I think this card can probably be opt. It's really good in Garp, because you can tap it every turn to kill something. If it sticks, you can kill something really big and put a lot of Don on all your characters. I was running 3 Kuzan. I didn't want to run too many because I don't really need the negging ability because I have Garp's leader effect. However, on the day, I was finding that there was some times where I really wanted it, and I didn't have it, so I think that could be another card that I'd up to 4 maybe. Borsalino at 4 was great, Kobe at 4 was great, we all know what they do. This 2k counter, Garp, is really insane in this deck. You can drop it, and it can literally kill anything, like for free, just as long as you're putting enough Don on stuff. It kills a 0k with 2 Don on it. But if you can get something, you can kill a 7. If you put 7 Don on something, then this can pop a 7 cost. And if you neg 10 cost down into 7 cost range, you can kill it. So it can do a lot. This is the best deck for this 2k counter. You can drop it a lot. Tashigi's another good 2k counter that negs. We all know that one. I run Bartolo Mayo rather than the Suru, the one that like negs by 2, just because I don't find that I need to use it as much. I do have another card that negs, so we've got that Helmepo over here. This is similar to the Suru effect that negs 2 on play, but this one negs 3. And negging 3 is pretty important because Garp negs up to a 7 cost. So if you want to hit something like 10 cost Mum, or if you want to hit the 10 cost Luffy that the red-purple Luffy runs, you need to neg it by at least 3. And so this is where Helmepo comes in. And the 3k body is actually really nice. Because you're always wanting to put Don on things, you actually run out of cards that you want to put Don on. Sometimes your attacks are just too big, and so having a nice little small character, you can actually utilize it by putting like 2 Don on it, make it a 5k swing, and it's pretty good. This 4-cost Kobe, in the original version of this deck I was running, I actually had it as a 4 of, because it's nice to have extra kill cards. I cut it to a 2, and I actually think you could probably cut it completely from the deck. And maybe that's where you'd add the 5-cost Garp and the 4-cost Kuzan. And the reason for that is just its cost means you can't actually combo it. So with something like the Helmepo card, it doesn't always combo to kill the 10 cost greatly from hand, which is a big downside. As well as a lot of the times when you get it off, they've got a searcher on the board or something that's going to be able to swing into it for free. And it just doesn't always feel clean. And you don't have room to sort of take a turn to set it up. You'd rather take a turn to set up your 4-cost Kuzan or something else. Because this is just easily removed by attacking. It is better because red isn't running around and they can't pop it, but like, if yellow has a pudding on board, it just sucks if they can swing into it because you don't want to protect it. Brand New is really good in the deck. It's probably the card you look for in your mulligan the most. It's getting that body down early is really important. So late game, when you do need to put Don on something brand new, you can put the Don on him to neg, and you're getting an extra attack in. So I would really look for brand new in the early game. If you're not hitting brand new, you want to hit that 2-cost Garp that we were looking at before. Or I do run another 2-cost, which we'll get to in a second. We do run Fukuro here. He's a really nice blocker that can't be killed. That in combination with Borsellino, having 2 blockers that can't be killed is really effective. We don't need more Navy cards because we've got so many already. Haruta's the other 2-drop. If you don't know what he does, he gives a rested Don to a character or a leader. It's a really nice effect in Garp because it can neg, so like you could play him and neg 1, or if he's already on field, you could play like 5-cost Garp at 5 Don, and then use that Don to like kill a 5-cost. However, I didn't find that I really wanted to play him that often. If I had brand new at 2 Don, I'd rather play brand new. Even against a lot of decks, I'd rather play the 2k counter Garp. And I just sort of found Haruta was like a last option for those slots, and you don't really want to play it in the mid game. You don't have the Don, so I think that's another card you could probably cut. We'll move on to the next one. We've got Rush Zoro. So these are the red cards that we're looking at now that I run in the deck. There's not many good red cards you can run in Garp. I think a couple of Zoro fits into the deck really nicely, and the main reason for that is because we've got a lot of small bodies that we're going to be putting Don on to get attacks in, as well as we're killing cards. It means that your opponent can run down on hand size very quickly. And if they do decide that they want to protect a character, because maybe they've got 1 rested character and 1 active character, you keep attacking the rested one. They're going to hard protect it because they know the other one's going to get popped. And if they keep hard protecting with a 1k, and then they don't expect 1 more attack, and you play down a Zoro and get another attack in, that's where it can really punish them. So I really like it. It's only a 2-of. It could be upped or downed. It's not super crucial, but it can get in some sneaky attacks, and sometimes it's nice to just have a rusher there. And then the other only really good red cards that you can add to the deck of the events are your 1-cost events. And at the moment, obviously Rad Beam's restricted, but Guard Point does just as well because you're a 4-life leader, and the 3k is pretty much close to 4k, so it does alright. But yeah, so this is deck. It felt really good on the day. There was one time, so the last game, which I said I probably should have mulliganed, what I had a brand new, and so I felt that it was good enough to keep, but really the only other thing I had was a 4-cost Kobe, and then it was like 2ks and blockers. And what ended up happening was I didn't have a play for 4 Don, so I played a Kobe flat, and I didn't kill anything, and he was just left there. And then at 6 Don, I didn't have a play either. I didn't have a Sakazuki, I didn't have a Garp, didn't have a Kuzan, didn't have a Borsellino. So I was sort of forced to play like a Kobe, and I think I played a Zoro at 6 Don, so I killed something with a Kobe and played a Zoro. But really, you'd be wanting to play one of these larger cards. I thought that I would see it off the brand new or my draw. So I think it was at the moment, I thought it was an okay keep for the hand. However, I think looking back, we run so many 2-costs in this deck that it is fine to mulligan a hand that only has brand new. It's probably worth looking for a hand that has brand new and 1 card, because if you don't hit brand new, you can hit your 2k Garp and a mid-game card as well. But it performed really well. I felt in control most games. I'll go over the cards that I think could be cut again. So I think you could probably cut the Kobe, the Haruta, and I think that might have been it for what I'd want to cut. And I'd probably want to add in some more Garp and Kuzan. They were really good. And a card, if you were wondering, I do think the Helmeppo is really good. Realistically, if you have a Kuzan that doesn't get killed, that's better to get the negging effect off. But having the Helmeppo in hand just always gave me the security. Even if I'm not going to play it, it let me know that I can kill a 10-cost from hand using Helmeppo and my leader effect. So it always allowed me, like, if they somehow get rid of my Kuzan, I've got an out for that 10-cost. And it just felt really smooth on the day. The blockers, having so many blockers as well, really helped. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Cool, man. No worries. That's a deck profile, guys. Check it out. Give it a test. See what you guys think. Remember to like and subscribe, and to hit that bell to stay notified. Just before we head off, any shout-outs there, Shan, as well?
Yeah, shout out to the team, and then also thank you to Eternal Magic and Beyond Odyssey for sponsoring us. And yeah, if you guys liked it, leave a like down, a comment below if you like these sort of more off-meta. It was just a 1 day, so I know 3-1 isn't a 4-0, but we got pretty close. If you like these sort of more non-meta decks, let us know, and we can sort of pump them out a bit more. If you want to see more meta decks, let us know, and what other content you might be interested in seeing. So
beautiful. No worries, man. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one.